Hi, I'm Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi-vision Spotlight for May 26th. We have our special from guest tonight, Julia Doyle. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. This is my co-host, AJ. So welcome, and thank you for
Hello.
both of us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk to you guys today.
Yeah, it's been fun. So let me ask you to start off. Last time when I had spoken to you at the junket, the show had not aired. What has been kind of the reaction now online from the fans to you?
Well, from the things that my mom has sent me, apparently it's been positive, so that's been really great. And also, just I did not expect. It's so strange because if I'm being totally honest, if I didn't have a phone, I wouldn't know that I was on a show as popular as it is. But I've had friends reach out to me and tell me that they were getting their hair done, and then the people next to them were talking about the man in yellow and stuff, and or just another friend texted me that someone was talking about it on the bus home, which was just really funny to hear about. And yeah, it's been like the biggest surprise for me.
But you don't go looking for it. In other words, it sounds like yourself.
I feel like I've heard that could be a dangerous slippery slope, and yeah, I don't know, I'm scared.
No, I get that. Go ahead, AJ.
Hi, Julia. Thanks for joining us. Do you try to implement any of the man in yellow into your character, or do you look at Sophia as a separate version of the same entity?
I definitely try and implement, Man in Yellow and Doug's performance into my performance. In his mainly, I remember taking away from his performance, the way he held his breath, or his breathing and the way he talked, like relaxed and not so rushed as I tend to be, and also just. I didn't want to focus too much on thinking back to his, certain facial expressions in the moment, because I, I know that my head's in the right place. I know that when I booked the role and did my audition, as I've said before, I didn't know that it was for the show. I didn't know the character I was playing, and somehow I booked the role off of my initial audition, which never happened before. So my instincts tend to be pretty good, but uh, definitely it's nice to have Doug's performance to refer back to, if I ever want to know more about myself.
Talk about that audition and how you came to be working on the show.
Well, I knew it was a juicy role. I knew it was a role that I would definitely love to play. Um, and also, I remember, if I remember correctly, I swear I had a conversation with like either John Griffin, the one of the creators and writers of the show, or uh, uh, I'm blanking right now, but it was Jack Bender saying that at the end of my audition, when I did the scene where I kill the pastor, it didn't have in the script that I kill him and that I suffocate him. It just had that this is when you tear yourselves apart or whatever. And I just kind of made the decision as an actress to, this is probably when I'm going to kill him, and just kind of enjoy it. And I did do my scary face. I love embracing that. So I'm pretty sure someone said that moment kind of is what sold it to them.
Let me ask you, when you say that, I mean, I don't know, maybe when you were acting that scene, it may have really been him. I'm not sure. But like when you're taking out his tooth and stuff, I'm assuming there's like some kind of, silicone something, or are you really on the, messing with the actor's face? I kind of assumed it wasn't real, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, that's the actor. That's Reese. He played the actor, and it was I remember that day we had like a sink nearby, so that after each take, I would wash my hands to make sure that I wasn't being gross or whatever, but or leftover germs from the blood and everything. And uh yeah, no, but I fully stuck my hand in his mouth and he had to stay super still. And I remember, yeah, fully gripping his face, and yeah,
Well,
and
that's
he
really
had to hold it in his mouth. Yeah.
yeah. I assumed they made a model or something. That's really interesting. It was probably weird for him, probably more than you, but
Definitely, but he made sure to not make me feel too much of a creep about it. He was a lovely scene partner, and perhaps to him, because honestly, like, I don't think I could have kept my breath as still as he did. Like, props to Reese, because he managed to keep his breath super shallow and not have it be noticeable at all. So that was really impressive to watch.
right, AJ.
So what was it like coming into a situation where there's, an ensemble cast and they're already very familiar with each other? What was that like for you coming into something like that?
I was definitely a little bit nervous at first, because it's my first time joining a, you know, season 4 of a cast as like a series regular. But thankfully, morning of my flight, Hannah Jeremy, who plays Julie on the show, sent me a message and was just like, "I can't wait for you to land. Please let me know so we can, have dinner together." So it was just immediately after that, I was like, "Okay, I think this is gonna be good."
What parts of her do you have the easiest and the hardest time connecting with? Just her character.
I find that since it is a very complex character, there's many different ways that, when I'm reading the script, most times, I haven't already talked to um, John, the writer, about it, because I would have check-ins with him. But most times, I don't know, what I'm reading when I'm reading it. But with that comes a lot of, like, there's so many double meanings and different ways I can interpret my lines. And I feel like, as much as that can be like a little bit daunting at first, it's also just such a treat as an actor to, like, have so much to work with, and so much, like, even if it doesn't seem like it at first, there's so much subtext going on with my character. So it's yeah, it's fun to play. I'm not sure if I answered your question at all.
Yeah, I was just, is it hard to like get into kind of the darker parts of her?
I find that, being a horror movie lover like myself, I have always dreamed to be on a set like this, and, play the kind of character I'm playing. And so when having this opportunity is kind of, it's as much as it's a delight for me. And that's kind of the same thing that my character's feeling. What a wonderful opportunity. And also, I find that one thing that kind of really helps me is, I love to actually focus on, can I actually scare my scene partner? Like, I know that, like, can I actually catch them off guard? Like, I really want to try and, like, you know, spook them
Wow.
myself. Yeah. I want them to be, like, unsteady a little bit. Yeah. I want them to be on edge. And I always just like to, see what happens in the moment. And thankfully, the director and all the writers, they know the story very well. So if they ever need to correct a performance or pull something back or put something forward, I can trust that they will tell me.
Huh? AJ?
Were you a fan of the show before being cast?
Yeah, I had watched season 1, and I loved it. The only reason I stopped was because my Paramount, like, free subscription ran out, so, or free trial ran out. So, um, but like, as soon as I found out that it was for this show, I immediately bought my Paramount subscription and finished the show.
So before being cast, did you have any theories, and do you have any new theories now that you're kind of in the midst of everything?
None that I can talk about.
Oh, that's fair. I know at the beginning you were kind of going down that rabbit hole of, you said, reading Reddit theories. Did you quit? It sounds like you quit doing that, though, from what you said earlier. You're not still doing that, or are you?
Well, because at the beginning, when I first booked the role, I only knew that my character was the man in yellow, and I knew like I had my 3 audition scenes, but I didn't know at all what my character actually was, or really, because I hadn't also finished season 2 or whatever. So I remember really depending on fan edits and looking on Reddit threads and to try and kind of get an idea of what other people think my character's up to, and kind of you know see what my character could be up to. Or yeah, and not saying that all of them were correct, but at the same time they definitely gave me such a good insight as someone who didn't know really what I was getting myself into.
Sure. AJ.
What has been your favorite film? What has been your favorite scene to film?
I would say definitely it has to be my first scene where I did the car crash. That was just so fun, and I've never done anything so physical like that before, acting wise. And it was also just like a great, first scene to do, and just in general, I love scenes that have multiple characters in it, like group scenes, and intense scenes as well. Those are just I like that sort of action. It's fun.
Talk about her kind of staying under the radar and people not like picking up on it. Because I think as viewers, we expect eventually somebody's going to notice something. So kind of talk about that and sort of, yeah, like what is she doing, I guess, if she's doing anything, or maybe she's just so confident she doesn't, doesn't care. I don't know. From your point
I
of view.
think I think that in my point of view, I don't know. There's a lot of it, honestly. Like I don't know how the show ends, so a lot of what I'm
Right.
saying,
But you
and
the way
just
you play it, I should say.
clear,
I know
I'm
you
not.
can't tell, but no, the way you're playing it, like what do you yeah, just your opinion, not what's
I
gonna
think
happen.
the thought of someone being suspicious of me excites me. I think like I'm there to create havoc. If anything, it's like someone's saying that there's like the new 15, 16, 17, I don't know how old I really am, character, um you know pastor's daughter who just lost her dad and who just arrived here in this town that has monsters in it, and who has a Catholic background. So of course, like, she's trying to like stay positive and believe that her dad went to heaven or whatever. So I have that background to be like, well, if anything, that creates more havoc, and I that's fun, like. But I also definitely don't want to I want to make sure that I can prolong the fun, but still enjoy new fun.
There. I want to sorry, AJ, I want to ask one other thing
Go ahead.
about that. I don't even know if you can tell me this or not, but do you know, like, did he pick, to look like her because, or not necessarily look like her, but be the character that she is because of the pastor? Like, was that decided ahead of time by the man in yellow, or was that just sort of a coincidence? I'm assuming that it was because there was a pastor coming that she became this religious version of the character. Does that make sense?
I truly, I think I know what you mean, but I honestly truly have no idea. Like, I know that there's been suitcases before that have had clothes in them. I remember watching season 2, episode 1, I think it was, where they're in the tunnels and they find a suitcase Tabitha and Victor. And I remember like during my callback telling that to Jack Bennett, the director. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, definitely. We're gonna, we're that's coming up again." So I don't know exactly the details, but definitely things are more thought out than people may think.
All right, fair. AJ.
Um, you said you're a horror girl. What kind of horror movies or TV shows do you like?
Oh, from, and then also I like a wide range. Like one thing that's coming to mind right now is The Layer of the White Worm. I really, really enjoyed that one. I remember finding that one on Tubi and just having no idea who Ken Russell was at the time, and watching it and just being so like amazed. But then also I love Get Out. I remember just really enjoying that one, and same with Hereditary. And then also Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I love a wide range. Yeah. It's hard to choose.
Mhm.
Did you, other than Doug, is there anybody else you were sort of thinking about, like either character-wise or, real person-wise that kind of inspired your version of her at all?
Yeah, I actually was uh I remember thinking to myself before I had any meeting with the writers that it would probably make sense for my character to draw inspiration from past civilians in town, and mostly also like I remember thinking about or like prepping my crash scene, my entrance scene where I'm freaking out in the car and thinking about, well, my character's freaking out and scared and stuff. Like, what would I'm thinking back to, people that Man in Yellow has killed and what they would say in their final moments and how they would plead for help when they're really scared. And, yeah, I was drawing inspiration from people that my character may have interacted with in the past.
Makes sense. Did you do any research into like the religious aspect or anything of your character?
Well, I actually grew up religious. I grew up going to like church every Sunday, and I was what's it called? I'm forgetting right now, but I was like one of those people that helped out during. I was an altar girl, altar servant, or whatever they're called. Yeah, so I would literally like carry the cross and ring the bell when he's holding it up, and I'd hide and be like, "Oh, no one's supposed to see them ringing the bell. They're supposed to think that it's the body of Christ." And yeah, so I do have some background knowledge, but I also, especially when I was telling stories about specific stories in the Bible, I definitely wanted to make sure I did more research into those stories and maybe why I was talking about those stories.
That makes sense. Our other co-host Scarlett wanted to know if you, now that you've told me that, do you have like a favorite verse or book or something from the Bible?
If I'm being honest, nothing from the top of my head. Nothing from
That's
the
okay.
top of my head.
I just
But
figured that was a
I,
good
I,
one to
I liked
ask.
when he touched the person with leprosy. That was cool. That was fun.
Okay.
Fun,
All
but
right.
we
I know,
celebrated
I know what you
Princess
mean.
Diana, like Princess Diana.
All right, H.
um, so we had a lot of fans send in some questions. I got a fan question here. What do you do to unwind after intense scenes? Is it hard to get out of character?
Honestly, having the cast that I do, everyone's really fun to hang out with. So it's kind of nice to like, they give you space to go to those spaces and have your, don't intrude on your moment when you're trying to cry or whatever. But besides that, after you're done, like it's you ride home sometimes with your other castmates, so it's kind of nice to just like decompress in the car talking with your fellow friends and also listening to music.
Um, this kind of goes with something we've been taught. We have a deep dive that we do, and this has to do with something we were talking about. Do you think, just again, your own opinion? I know you don't necessarily know, and probably couldn't tell us if you did anyway. But do you think that she kind of is causing problems and discord between the different characters, like in a supernatural way, not just like picking at them, but that causes issues, or is she just kind of sitting back and watching it unfold and enjoying it?
One thing I have learned in scripts is my character is capable of many things. And, also with the thing, I'm pretty sure this episode has aired where Sarah leaves my bedroom, goes downstairs, and I start whispering. So, yeah, I am up to no good. You don't know what I'm up to.
Are you actually whispering anything? Or are you just like, making up? Just curious if they actually gave you something to whisper, or you're just making whisper noises.
Um,
Or can you not say that?
they did not give me anything to whisper, but I did practice it a bunch in the mirror.
Okay. That's fair. I just was curious if it was something, that like you were saying or whatever.
No, totally. Like I honestly, like I remember like that's a question where I'm like, no, like I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to say that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, AJ.
That was really good though, because it sounded like you were doing some kind of incantation. So
Yeah.
you pulled it off really well.
Thank you. I remember the first thing I did, I was like, was that really, really silly? Like I remember kind of like being like, I hope that wasn't like horrible. But apparently,
No, it was really good
Yeah.
because
Thank
No,
you.
during our review show we were talking about it, and I was like, no, she was doing some kind of incantation. I was like, so she's definitely up to something. So it definitely came off the way it should have.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Woo!
Another fan question here. If Sophia had a theme song, what would it be? What do you think the jukebox would play for her?
I think my first thought would be, I think it's These Boots Are Made for Walking by Nancy Sinatra. That's the first thing that pops to mind.
do you have to? I know you do. I'm guessing you don't know a whole lot about her. You might know more than we do, but do you have to kind of make things up in order to play the character, just for yourself? Or maybe you know a lot more. I don't know, but I'm assuming you
No,
don't know.
I definitely have to make things up and have assumptions and, also prep multiple ways of performing it. Just to like have that in my back pocket to know that like if I'm, they have it in the edit and post production, they can, see what fits best for the story. So yeah.
How much in advance are you given stuff and what's going on? Like, are you in the dark a lot or?
I'd say like I feel like I normally get the scripts like 2 weeks prior to shooting them. Something like that. I definitely don't like I did not know the arc of my character going into it, but yeah. Thankfully the people around me did so they can anchor me.
AJ.
As in the show.
Yeah.
You might not be able to say specifically what it is, but have you ever gotten a script and been like, oh my God, I did not see it going that way?
Yeah. Episode 9. Episode 9 and 10, but episode 9, I was like, oh my God, we're already amping it up here. So yeah, that was very fun. Also, episode 8 or 7, I think. Okay, I'm just saying all of them.
Yeah. That's okay. If you were part of the town and you were stuck there, what would you miss from the outside world besides other people, like, a technology or just something that you would miss not having?
I would miss. Oh, I would miss just like good food, like really good food and having different kinds of food. Yeah, that would be exciting for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah Brown said the same thing. Food would be her number one thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just eat pizza all day. That would suck.
Makes sense. AJ.
Is there anything from set that you would want to keep?
Definitely want to take home a talisman. That'd be super cool to take home. Also would love to take home my jewelry. Like, I'm not sure if anyone has noticed, but like my earrings are literally like a little mini butterflies. Yeah, and I thought that was super
We had
cute.
that in trivia last night. We did a farm trivia.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. But then also just like the necklace in general. Like I would love to have those because that would also be something that I could wear more often and not have it, be like a dress where I'm, wearing something that's kind of stained with blood at the same time.
but I'm sure it's annoying wearing the same costume and not getting to have something else.
Yeah, no, every day I would just walk to my trailer and open up expecting to see something different, and it would be the same thing every time.
All right, AJ. Trying to look through this.
If you could switch places with any character, who would it be and why?
As Julia or Man in Yellow?
As both.
There you go.
Well, I feel like also, like, I mean, Scott McCord has such a juicy role. That'd be so fun to play. And also, I mean, who would Man in Yellow like love to transform into? Who would be? I mean, obviously Boyd would be super fun to transform into. Imagine, yeah, God, that would be fun. I assume.
Are there any pranks or anything, or maybe even just bloopers or something funny that's happened behind the scenes?
Bloopers.
Or pranks, one or the other, or both.
Let me think. No, but Ricky probably has done something. I assume. Like it's
Right.
yes. Like I can't think of anything specific, but I remember Ricky being Ricky, Kenny being Kenny, being.
All right. Do you have, and I don't know if you can tell me or not, but I'm just curious, like, do you have your own kind of opinion on who the Man in Yellow actually is and why he's there? Like, have you really thought through that kind of thing and all that?
I have no idea.
But have you
And
like come
I
up with
wouldn't tell you.
Okay. I just thought maybe you thought about it, come up with your own ideas. All right. Is there anything else you want us to talk about? Do you have any other projects coming up besides more from?
Honestly, I would. This is the first time in my career where I actually can say that I do, but nothing I can talk about right now, unfortunately. So keep it under wraps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask them, what do you want? Like, what's a role you want to play or somebody you want to work with?
I mean, some directors that I love. I would love to work with Jordan Peele. I would love to work with Ari Aster and also Greta Gerwig as well. And also, I would just love to do more horror and play more kind of messed up characters.
Yeah, what was the thing with the severed head? I know on your Instagram I saw a severed head. I think it's from your recent horror movie.
Yeah. Sorry, say that once more.
Did they give it to you? I saw you were taking pictures with it.
Well, I kind of begged for it. Like as soon as I like booked the role and read the script, I was like, hey, could we put in my contract that I get the head? Like I really from the start have always like that's like as someone who loves horror movies, that's like a dream to have. So they were so gracious to be like, I mean, sure, if you want it. So I 2 weeks after production ended and there was no, need for reshoots, I got it sent to my house. And yeah, it's a gift to have. It's so lovely.
What did you do with it?
I've done like I really appreciate the artistry of it. So I did a photo shoot with it. So that's been really fun. And just in general, like as soon as I got it, I remember scaring everyone I know and just like having it like lay on my bed and just like putting it in random places. And even now, like there's times when like at first, like first couple of months I had it at home, I didn't know where to put it. And I kind of wanted to like show it off in a way. And then I would like put it certain places, and then I just come like I'd hear someone enter like my home, and then just hear someone scream, and they're like, Julia, you have to move that. That can't be home. Like that's too terrifying to see. So yeah, now she's in my bedroom.
Is there a horror franchise that you would like to be part of, either defunct or currently going?
I mean, I didn't mention it in this interview, but I mentioned in the past that I really do love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so that would be fun. I heard they're doing a new one, so would love to be a part of that. Also, I mean, maybe a Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That'd be fun.
All right. Well, I am going to kick AJ out because I do have some questions for you about the end of the season that he has not seen yet. That will be part of a separate interview. I'm not going to put it up right away. But
Well, thank you for
Nice.
talking to me, Julia. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you guys. I had a lovely time chatting and hope to do it again soon. Thanks.